Hello and welcome back to Women's Football Talk, the YouTube channel that brings you all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. So this past few days has seen the return of the Champions League round of 16, where we've had a lot of the ties being played. There's only two left to play as of time of recording, and they are Lyon versus Brøndby, that's at 3 o'clock today, and then Paris Saint-Germain versus Sparta Praha, which is scheduled for the 9th of March at 3 o'clock. UK time. So the games that we have had so far saw Barcelona beat Fortuna Hjørring 4-0 with Jennifer Hermoso scoring a hat-trick and Alexia Putellas scoring the other goal there. Manchester City beat Fiorentina 3-0 thanks to two early goals from Lauren Hemp and Ellen White, and then a 89th minute goal from Sam Mewis to give Gareth Taylor's side a very comfortable 3-0 lead heading into the second leg next week. Rosengard and St Pölten played out a 2-2 draw. It was in St Pölten were leading for the majority of the second half 2-0, and then Caroline Seeger scored in the 94th minute to level things up there. Wolfsburg beat LSK 2-0. Alexandra Popp with a brace, one after 2 minutes and 1 minute just before the hour mark. Very comfortable win for them. And then the early hours of this morning, this being Thursday, Bayern Munich beat BIK Kazgiert 6-1. Lineth Berenstein, Leah Schuler, a brace from Linda Dahlmann, Hannah Glass and Carolina Leah Vijhersmuttitia with the goals for Bayern, whilst Riccio Kundanaji scored for the hosts. And the other game I haven't spoken about so far is Chelsea versus Atletico Madrid, and what was probably massive talking points in that game quite a lot. So initially Sophie Ingle was sent off after 12 minutes for a foul that she committed, and then Atletico were awarded a penalty, to which Anna Katzenberger saved. Then Chelsea themselves were awarded a penalty just before the hour mark in the second half, which Mara Mielda scored. Then Fran Kirby scored again for Chelsea, and then Atletico Madrid themselves had another penalty. This time it was Meryl van Dongen that took it, and once again Anna Katzenberger saved it to give Chelsea a very comfortable 2-0 lead. Despite playing the majority of that game with 10 players. Now we have a full set of fixture list to look forward to in the WSL. So on Sunday at midday sees Manchester United take on Aston Villa at Leigh Sports Village. Then we have Manchester City versus Everton from 2 o'clock. Brighton and Hove Albion play Tottenham. Birmingham play Arsenal at 2 o'clock, and then the 3 o'clock game is West Ham versus Chelsea, and then there's a Monday night game at 8:15 between Bristol City and Reading. Just a quick glance over the table before the weekend's fixtures. So Chelsea remain top of the table, clear of Man City by 2 points. Then Manchester United take up the final Champions League place with Arsenal behind them, and then it's Bristol City, West Ham and Aston Villa who are the bottom three teams, though all the teams have games in hand over some of the league, as not everyone has played the correct amount of games, which should be around about 15-16 by now. So we also have the Frauen Bundesliga this week. On Friday, Bayer Leverkusen play Turbine Potsdam at 6:15 UK time, and then on Saturday we have SGS Essen versus Werder Bremen, and then on Sunday there's Meppen versus Wolfsburg, Hoffenheim versus Eintracht Frankfurt, Freiburg versus Bayern Munich, and Sand versus Duisburg. And there was a game yesterday in the Frauen Bundesliga, so Wednesday, Freiburg played Sand, and it was Freiburg that won 2-1 thanks to Adrian Jordan own goal after 40 minutes and Sandra Stark with the goals for Freiburg, which sees them in 6th place but closing the gap on Bayer Leverkusen. Over in Spain this weekend we have again some fixtures to look forward to. So we got Valencia versus Sevilla, Eibar versus Levante, Santa Teresa versus Barcelona. We also have Sociedad versus Deportivo, Logroño versus Madrid CFF, Real Madrid versus Espanyol, Sporting Huelva versus Granadilla Tenerife, Real Betis versus Atletico Madrid, and Rayo Vallecano versus Athletic Club. And obviously Barcelona will be hoping to continue their unbeaten start to the season after winning all 17 games and only conceding 3. A bit of news coming out of Spain this week, and it's Levante player Eva Navarro has torn her ACL and will obviously miss the remainder of the season and will take the next, I think an ACL injury is usually 8 to 9 months out injury, so we wish her all the best in her recovery. We only have a few games over in France this weekend, with Fleury 91 versus Le Havre, Dijon versus Bordeaux, and Stade Rennes versus Paris FC, all kicking off at 1:30 UK time. And then we also have the return of the Frauen Eredivisie, which is obviously now the Pure Energy Eredivisie. The games we have to look forward to are Ajax versus Heerenveen, Den Haag versus FC Twente, Excelsior versus VV Alkmaar, and Zwolle versus PSV, with Zwolle versus PSV being on Sunday, with the other 3 games being played on Friday evening. So this is the return of the Pure Energy Eredivisie for the first time in 2021. A reminder that Ajax are leading that table by 3 points over PSV, who are 2 points ahead of FC Twente, and VV Alkmaar are at the bottom without a win yet this season. There hasn't been any other news, big news this week since we last recorded in terms of women's football in general, though there was some news that came out I believe yesterday, and I'm just going to get this news up now for you. And it was that Rebecca Stott, who's a defender for New Zealand and Brighton and Hove Albion, was diagnosed with stage 3 Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is obviously a dreadful thing to discover that you are suffering from, and we obviously send her our best wishes and hope she makes a full and safe recovery. That is all we have time for this week. We'll be back at the start of next week to round up this weekend's fixtures across Europe, and we will obviously, any big talking points, we'll get a video out as soon as we can. Until then, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, and we'll see you soon.